Faced with what appears to be a shortage of local chicken on the local market, the Guyana government has lifted the ban on poultry imports and has started the importation of chicken itself from neighboring Brazil to meet the local demand. Local poultry producers have been dogged by a chicken virus which has crippled the industry locally, resulting in a drop of local poultry production. Speaking with News Source today, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa explained that the move to import chicken is intended to cushion the impact that the poultry virus has had on local production. Through the Guyana Marketing Corporation, the Ministry of Agriculture is selling the imported bulk chicken to local poultry producers and farmers at a cost of $285 per pound.
We started to bring in some to just finish because with the hepatitis that they had some issues. So the GMC sell it back to the farmers who would have sell or who normally sell those chickens, so that the effect would not change, if you understand what I'm saying. For example, if you was a poultry farmer and you had issue with the disease and the other things and so, and you know your chicken, your production level drop, we will give you the chicken up to like about $285 a pound. You can retail it back like for about $300 and that's about $100 pound. Price will remain the same, plus you as a chicken farmer or a poultry farmer will not feel the effect that you lose in production until things come back to normal.
According to the Agriculture Minister, 3 to 4 containers of chicken arrived in the country from Brazil a few days ago. However, he maintains there is no shortage. Meanwhile, the Agriculture Ministry, together with the Guyana Livestock and Development Agency, recently met with the Marara Bank and a number of small farmers to iron out the criteria for loans needed to ramp up production in the poultry sector. The Agriculture Minister told News Source that poultry farmers can now access loans between $500,000 and $1.5 million without any collateral. However, certain criteria must be met. At a symposium last Friday at the Otachang Convention Center, President Irfan Ali disclosed that the government completed negotiations with the Marara Bank to allow for poultry farmers to access low-interest loans.
And we have arrived at a position of loans $500,000 and less. This is for the small farmers. They are willing to facilitate a 3.5%. 3.5% interest rate on 7%. Between $500,000 to $1 million, 4%. This is remarkable. But importantly, with a mechanism that we will set up that include the Poultry Association, the GLDA, the Ministry, the Bank and Ministry of Finance, for those with $1 million and less, they will look at using letter of assignment. That is if you're doing contract farming for someone else, as part of the collateral basis to give you those loans.
Further to combat the spread of the deadly poultry virus, the government has procured more than $29 million in vaccines for the distribution among small and medium-scale farmers. The move, the president said, will also bring down the cost of the chicks being sold to farmers. The Agriculture Minister said the government has also embarked on a number of other initiatives to bring down the cost of poultry production.
We are looking forward to be a net exporter in poultry production. That is why we have embarked on a number of initiatives. We have heard the corn and soya project. We have now looking at the breeder project that Dr. Waldron would have spoke of. We have a private farmer who have already started that project. In this year's budget in the Ministry of Agriculture, we have $50 million that have been budgeted to start the breeder program so that we can produce our own hatching eggs, so that we can bring down the cost of hatching eggs. Rather than importing it into the country, we can produce it right here in Guyana.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Livestock and Development Agency, Dr. Dwight Waldron, had reported that the war in Ukraine and the chicken virus have negatively affected poultry production in Guyana, as well as other parts of the world. However, David Finance, who spoke on behalf of the Poultry Association, said smuggling is also a major issue that must be addressed.
We have a major problem affecting us with smuggling, and that we have no idea how that affects us. If I just share with you, so government made the correct decision to import legally chickens at Christmas time, but after Christmas it continued with smuggling at a level that caused farmers who generally don't have storage facilities, who sell mainly live and fresh flock, that they just didn't have anywhere to put the chickens. They kept the chickens for a little while, hoping for a different position the next day or the next week. And then they had to dispose of them at very cheap prices, as low as $1,000 a bird when the bird costs $2,000.
While the government is moving to address the current challenges fronting poultry farmers, President Ali said there is need for an integrated plan that addresses feed production, co-investment, value-added products, and cold storage, among other critical issues.